Hey guys and gals, let's continue on the build of the Temple of the Golden Idol by Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is Lego Indiana Jones. Set number 77015 contains 1,545 bricks. Set retails for $149.99. And it was provided to me by the Lego Group for early review. Okay, so that's having been said, and this right here is bags 1, 2, and 3. So far I'm pretty happy with this build, and you got the 2 figures and stuff like that. Now I believe there's only 4 minifigures, so we've already built half of them, so I don't know if we're building any more or not. And today's installment, we're going to focus on bags 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to build the second portion of this. There's 3 pieces in total. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to slide this one way over here and set these 2 guys over here. Now we're going to get started on bag 4. That's pretty much what we're going to do today. And we still have that sheet of stickers we have never even touched. So got me worried there. We'll set that over there too. So usually I think bags 1, 4, and 7 do the base on these things. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're going to be focusing on today here. And I've got 2 more offers coming in tomorrow, and on today is the I think it's the 12th or the 13th. I don't know, they keep changing time. Yeah, today's March 13th, 2023, and this is a bedside build. So, it's a good little build to get done before bed. But yeah, Lego's been swamping me with more sets, and I'm getting behind on tutorials. Matter of fact, I got a lot of stuff that I've been working on that I had to postpone because all this stuff is getting in the way. So sadly, I really can't get to. Oh, that's a. Hold on, I gotta pop that. It's a 4 or a 2x6 plate. So sadly, I gotta get all these done first. So yeah, it's really feeling like a job now, and it's not a good feeling. You get done with work to do more work, and it's not like building a tutorial or a mock. So now I see why a lot of YouTubers focus more on reviews. And yes, you know, I get abundance amount of parts from my collection, but just to kind of tell you guys and gals, it's not really worth it. Kind of want to do my own little thing here, and yeah. But anyways, though, I've so far been pretty pleased with this build. The first half had the little rock that moved around and all that stuff, so in today's installment, well, it might be a surprise, I don't know. And I'm feeling the effects of time change. Why do people don't want their clocks, or why do people want the time to constantly change is beyond me. Oh, wait a minute, these are supposed to hang out. All right, well, okay, yeah, so it's an early morning build, and no weather reports to announce. Today was like in the 70s, and it was warm and not cloudy, it was just warm and sunny today. So that was pretty much the excitement. So as far as for the campground, I haven't done anything with it because this is in the way, and it's for the tiny house. Well, you know the reason why now. So I haven't had a chance to really get into that. And yeah, and I'm going to be working from home today because the roads are closed because of the rock slide. I'm not going to have that cleaned up, I think, by today or tomorrow. So I don't know. I was going to get a haircut, but that got, just like going on vacation, it got dethroned. I have to wait unless I want to drive 4.5 hours to get to town the back way. No, I'm not going to do that. So that's what it is. And so I'm hoping we can speed through this one today. The last piece was pretty interesting, so I'm hoping this one will be. Now, right now, I'm currently editing a bunch of video projects, and it's not looking good in terms of completions because it's all reviews. It's all sets. I just finished up a tutorial, but when am I going to get to filming it with all this stuff in the way? I don't know. I'm just hoping to get my own stuff going soon. Is there another mirror piece on that end? Yeah, there is. Okay, we got to build 2 of these, and they'll be mirrored. So, I just want to get done with the tiny house. So I'm leaning more towards a hard date, well, a hard month in June. So June will may be the magical month here that I will be doing that. Oh, wait a minute, I got to stick this in here. So June, look for that in June. It's going to be there. I'm still at 40% of proofing it. So that tells you that I'm kind of behind on it. And yeah, I mean, so far it's perfect. I hadn't had any issues with the build, so I'm hoping once I get this set done and then the other 2 sets that are in the mail, get those done, and I can start working on that. In fact, I have a really easy tutorial that I hadn't even worked on because I've been doing these. And it's kind of sad that that's the way things are. Okay, but I'm getting more of those comments, people appreciating the honest reviews. And of course you get the usual, well, you're complaining too much. So now my default is, oh, you want me to lie? Okay, I'll lie to you. It's not going to hurt my feelings. You know, the way that Lego uses these hinge pieces to give us different angles are pretty cool. I mean, it's practically seamless. You don't fall in that little void. So yeah. Yeah, so far, you know, this is a set that I'm not really interested in terms of would I ever buy it. But now building it, you know, I would have probably second thoughts on, you know, because I'm building it firsthand. And, oh, wait a minute, we were supposed to put some hinges back behind here. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to peel those up a little bit and sneak those in. Don't tell anybody I did that. But yeah, I'm so far happy with, well, let's just take it all apart. I'm happy with the builds on these. And this one's like $150. Do I think it's worth it? You know, well, there's a gap in there. I was hoping that'd be perfect. Do I think it's worth 150 bucks? I don't know. So far, what we've seen, it's hard to say. And if it's that piece 3 times, it's going to be a bit on the small side. So I mean, for the price, would probably scare me away on the build. So yeah, I don't know. Let me just take that off then. Usually it's the price. The price scares me away. Then yeah, I won't. You know, it's like buying something. I remember that Minecraft village that people said I completely roasted and complained through. It was 150 bucks for just basic stuff, and I was just disappointed with the build. And it's like, you know, I mean, let's make sure here real quick. Oh, I was like, there's a plate hanging off the edge here? No, that's just a plate under there. So if you see that in the manual, that's just that plate. You're not missing anything there. I kind of want to know what's going to go in here. There's not any support on this, because now we got to put these big ones in here. So when you press on that, that's going to, maybe that's okay. All right. Nice little base. Looks like a stage. And fired up my old video conference chat server the other day. It was severely outdated, but I got it upgraded and stuff, and I turned it on. I remember having so much fun on that thing, and now we have Discord. There's no point in having it anymore, but it was something fun to do. We used to use another website until they closed down due to funding issues, so had to make my own. Wasn't too terribly bad. Writing up your own source is fun. Well, fun for me anyways. It's just trying to find somebody to help fund a project, because you get somebody who will say, well, hey Jay, why don't you publish this and make it where everybody can join? And I'm like, well, it's easier said than done. You know, you're not going to be able to do that easily. It's not writing up a video chat site. It's not that, it's the bandwidth that it uses. That's where they get you. If I was trying to host it myself, it wasn't a problem, but I'm using a 32-bit server for it, so I wouldn't. The amount of limit, or the limit of users being on that would be very low. You had a 64-bit, and you could add a little bit more, but I've installed it on an old 64-bit laptop, and it worked just as good. So, you know, and that's it. And all right, I forgot to put something back here. There's some Technic bricks that go in here. Oh, they're already there. Never mind. So what we do is we're going to set these in here, and then these go in here. And these just rotate, I think. Huh. Oh, yeah. Let's stick these back here. So yeah, it's kind of hard to do your own tutorials when you got 20 million reviews, and in addition, you've got a day job. You know, so I had, I had somebody says, well, why don't you just quit your day job and do Lego? Well, it doesn't pay well. I'm sorry, but I gotta. I can't just do that. Well, I need the other parts with it too. We'll get it right eventually here. So I've been trying to figure out, and I found a pattern when Lego sends me this stuff. So Lego always seems like they release the new stuff during the beginning of each month. So that's the case, and that just gives me enough time to whip out probably a week's worth of tutorials and stuff in that available time. So I just got to figure out, manage my time better and figure out, how am I going to do that. So I got to give myself a good discipline on that. And I'm probably one of the very many people that can't handle that, time management stuff. So I just have to deal with it. But yeah, let's just try to figure out a way to just to kind of maximize my time and do more videos. I don't dare ask these people how they do it, because, oh, but I did find out something very interesting, though. There was this guy on YouTube. I was wondering, like, every time I would post, I would upload a video to YouTube, literally within maybe a few days, this guy would post a video on the same thing I was going to be planning on doing. I'm like, how, So I kind of set up a little booby trap, and sure enough, I found out how they were doing it. And they were using my memberships tab to see what I was doing, and I thought, oh, we're spying on the thumbnails, huh? So now I just I don't post any thumbnails now. It's just some static image that says members only. I thought, okay, well, we fixed that now. It was a little leak there. So I kind of patched that up. So now I'll just be able to have to rely on what's written down, which usually is not really that good. All right, we got to make... Hold on. We got 2, and so I guess one of these just goes here. And I thought that we were building 2 of these, but no. And what's with the 1x10? Wouldn't they put that in there? Let me take a look here. And they're not even showing that side for some reason. I'm just checking ahead here and I see stickers. You know what? I don't know. Okay. There actually is a brick that goes in here. It just sits in there. Okay. So you can tell I'm tired. I'm going to be honest with you. Like today I was just editing videos, just editing and hearing my own voice after a while. I just kind of got tired of it. I was like, I just want to hurry up and do my own thing, you know, because tutorials are fun to do, but the reviews are getting to me. And I got a comment though, I need to do better quality reviews. I'm thinking, well, how many people actually watch my reviews? Not a lot. So I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm still focusing on tutorials. If you want high quality videos, watch the tutorials. Wait a minute, hold on. This all right, so this goes like this. And then they have this right here. So I'm taking it, that's a stop. And then there's a cog here. So, I don't know. That's a little loose. And then that's it. And there's a blue one that goes in next. With a friction pin. And they have a bushing here. So what do we need a friction pin on a gear for? Unless it's meant to make it more precise. And we have the skull thing here. I'm going to hold this thing straight. And then I'm just going to set this on here. So this does something. And we have just 2 pieces remaining for bag 1. We're not done yet. Because now we're going to put stickers on stuff. So let us hurry. There's nothing to fear here. That's what scares me. So we gotta, well, what scares me is putting the stickers on this straight. I hope getting them on there straight. So we got some quotes from the movie. That's cool. Okay. And this one goes here. I'm assuming that goes there, you know, because this one goes right here. I mean, the only way to fit them in. And this one just says Raiders of the Lost Ark. I wish these were really printed. It would have been nice, but a nice novelty piece to have. But Lego did not. They weren't so kind and did not do that. So that's what it looks like there. So finally, at the end of bag 1 in installment 2, we finally got to use some stickers. Okay, now let's see what we have here. So far, this is a very relaxing build, except for the things rolling off. But yeah, doing pretty good. Okay, let's see here. Do we have any minifigures? No, so I think we're saving minifigures for later on. Okay. Which doesn't bother me. I want to jump right into the big build, you know. Oh, and one thing, I don't know if it's against Lego's terms or not. I need to ask somebody there, their Lego department. But can I, when I build a building guide, can I use a Lego minifigure in my building guides? I'm sure they're going to tell me no because the minifigure's trademarked. But I don't know yet. We'll see here. I mean, I don't like doing minifigures because a lot of the parts that are in a minifigure, like the torsos and stuff, are usually custom and they're almost just impossible to reproduce. All right. Well, I don't know. Oh, it's 5 studs. Well, remember this set came with a brick separator, so we obviously can just do that. You know, looking at this olive green kind of reminds me of my grandmother's house on my dad's side. A lot of the furnishings and the paintwork that they had on their house inside was olive green, Hibisco. You know, back in them days, they used those warm colors. And it looks more like baby poop green than anything else. But I was like, why would somebody paint their house like their walls were one of the rooms? Their walls were this color. Now I don't understand back in the 70s and 80s that was kind of popular, but you know, now today it's like, oh, I don't know. 80s when everybody started really getting into just painting everything straight white. And it took my grandparents a long time to actually repaint their home and just paint it white inside. They took down the yellow and the olive green wallpaper and just painted the house white. And yeah, it was boring, but I'll tell you, that was probably the brightest I've ever seen that house since I was a kid. With the white walls and all that stuff. And then my uncle was like, oh, it looks like a doctor's office in here. Yeah, but it was bright though. I mean, you could walk in, you could see where you're walking. The only thing, it took my grandparents a long time though to remove the shag carpet. And the shag carpet was that color of green. And my uncle had Lego. He had a lot of Lego, and he always had to set down a sheet or a blanket to build the Lego on because that shag carpet would just eat up the Lego pieces. And it wasn't really too good on the vacuum. I'm looking for a top clip. So that was pretty much what it was, but I still remember that, and I thought, oh, my uncle had a lot of Lego. When I was a kid, like he had like big old totes full. It was mostly just space stuff. Well, I need to find one of those clips. I'm gonna have to start pulling out parts. But I always wanted his collection because he had space, he had Technic, and what I heard last that he tossed it out. Like he just, I think tossed it, like gave it away or something like that. At least he gave it away. And one thing I always tell, especially a lot of the younger guys out there, if you have your childhood Lego, don't sell it. Don't get rid of it, you know, unless you absolutely need money for something. But once this stuff is gone, you will never get it back. Okay, now I finally found it. All right. We're not done with that. Yeah, this step has a lot of parts. But I still remember that old shag carpet, the walls. Go to Grandma's house. The smell of fresh cookies in the oven when you came over. No, that doesn't go there. Okay, I actually need the brick separator. I can't even peel that up. Alright, I made a mistake. I actually had to use the brick separator this time because this goes here and in a 1x2 plate. But I still remember that though, going to my grandparents' house. It just smelled like a cake baking and stuff. And this is the grandparents on my dad's side of the family. And I still remember going over there for Thanksgiving dinners and stuff. It was just something magical about going to Grandpa and Grandma's house. It was like vacation time. That was the next best thing, you know, compared to Disneyland. And I forgot to pull down, I was gonna say, I forgot the Technic bricks, but no, there they are. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned bag 5 is supposed to be next or not. So I may have to do a correction in the video if I did. But those are the kind of memories that, you know, that were always fun, you know. And you visit cousins you haven't seen in a long time, and that's probably the only time you would meet up with, you know, meet up with family. Now it's only at weddings and funerals. But I still remember that, going to my grandparents' house, and mind you, this is my step-grandmother, but always going to her house was a treat. I always used to hear horror stories about step-grandmas are usually mean, not my step-grandmother. Now, today, she just kind of avoids everybody. I don't know why. Sometimes she'll send me a birthday card or something. I haven't gotten anything from her this year. Like I don't even know if she's still alive. She'd be like in her 90s by now. But my, I only have one grandmother left, and that's it. So, like, I'll hear some, you know, the younger guys in our group talking about going to their grandparents' house. I'm like, oh man, I miss that. Those are always fun days, you know, going to your grandparents' house and, you know, just hanging out. There was always stuff to do, you know, with my grandmother, and what she'd bring out like board games, and we would just have fun. We'd go out in the backyard. She had a nice backyard with a tree house and all that stuff. And that's long since been gone, but you know, those are the type of memories that I like, is remembering all that stuff. And I don't know, just going to Grandma's house was always just fun to do. And, you know, in fact, there was never drama, which was always good. And that was it for that step there. Yeah, now I'm on step 153. we're chugging along here. But yeah, I mean, I wish more people would do builds like this and just talk. I'd be watching more Lego YouTubers if they did this, instead of just quiet and you hear them just rustling through the bricks. I mean, I want to hear stories and stuff. I don't want any, I just want to hear, like, just somebody just talk, you know, just ASMR stuff, just a background filler. Some people use my videos for that, which is cool. I mean, I don't mind. Some people do, I don't. I can't tell. I think there's a brick that goes back here. It shows an arrow, but it shows it on top of a brick on here. So let me take a look here real quick. And my suspicions were correct. Bag 5 has a bunch of parts. Yeah, but I kind of wish that more YouTube... There's a guy I listen to that does a lot of electronics repair. And he just sometimes just goes and starts talking about things, and I'm like, you get to know him a bit more as a person, you know, if it's just on YouTube. I just wish more would do that. I'm not asking for the personal stuff, but just kind of like you're building something, you just reminisce on a memory or something like that. And is there just 2 of these? Yeah, it's like there was a 1x2. Having a little bit of a wheezing, itchy in my throat. So I'm trying not to cough in anybody's ear here. But those type of videos, I mean, they're just fun to listen to have background noise. And a lot of people just do that with these. And I kind of want to, you know, that's, if you like these type of videos, let me know. And I'll continue doing them. I mean, it beats than having the piano music playing full blast. Oh yes, I remember though my grandmother, she only listened to that jazz and the piano stuff. I don't know what my grandfather listened to. Okay, I don't know what that part does. Oh, we're not done with this. We don't know. Maybe we'll find out soon. Here, soon enough, maybe. Here, hold on. Okay, this little spot's open for the hinge. And, yeah, let's see. I found this. Need to find, there we go. I need to get some of these cross hole things that I can use for... Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong step. Okay, this goes here, and then this goes on top. Oh, speaking of that one minifigure here with the Edgar bowl cut, I found a picture of myself, probably when I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12, I had something like that. Oh, I'll have to burn those photos. I was thinking, I was going through a hard drive, and I thought, oh, wow, I actually had that on me. I thought, oh, no, I don't know. And when my hair grows out, it does that, too. Like, I like just to keep my hair mostly covering my forehead, brushing it back after a while. I don't know, I just don't like it. But now I'm starting to, looks like I have a bowl cut. I'm gonna have to fix that. I gotta wait for the roads to open up so I get a haircut. Get my Marine standard cut. That's what a lot of people think I'm in the military, and I'm like, no. I like it short. I don't want to have to mess with it. I really don't have a choice, but no, I can just wait. But yeah, still going in, about the grandparents' house. That's always fun. Both my parents are still around, hopefully for a little while longer, and then, yeah, and then that's it. This sits right over here. Like that. Yeah, okay. Always check your work. I want to see. I don't know why that's... Oh, we got to get the hinge to line up. My bad. Let's just wiggle that in there then. Yeah. All right. Not sure what we're doing here yet, but we'll find out eventually. And just two pieces here. It's just a 1x1 brick. Yeah, but I still remember though going to my grandparents' house. That was just like Disneyland. My step-grandmother was real nice. My real grandfather wasn't really nice. He didn't like kids. So it was kind of backwards. Okay, I need a corner plate there. And then this thing. Okay, we got a little sub-step coming up. Well, before we do this, yeah, let's do the sub-step first. And see what we got going on here. Honestly, though, if I had children, we would be doing these stuff together as a little group project. I don't know if I'd do it on YouTube, but it'd be something fun to do. Kind of, spend time with the kids. I have one of my viewers. I think she does this stuff with her grandson, which is cool. I hope she's like one of those grandmothers, and she knows who she is. She watches my channel, and I've watched some of her builds on YouTube, and like, be one of those grandmothers that does all the fun stuff. Well, those are always the cool grandparents. I know when my nephew got a bit older, well, there's supposed to be plates on this side, my bad. They were taking my nephew out. My parents were taking my nephew out on trips with them. Something my grandparents never did. And that was a time for adults, and that was how it was. Alrighty, am I missing a piece? Huh. Hard to tell sometimes in here with all these extra parts. There's 3 of these, but I only counted 2. I forgot to put something here. Let me start pulling out all the gray again. And since I just kind of... Today I'm not really all there. Just don't want to deal with work-related stuff. And, I mean, I have plenty of those. So if I'm missing it, then I'll go grab one. Okay, there it is. Remember, we're still missing one of those corner tiles in sand green. So I'm hoping that that's it. Put that there. All right. Yeah, I got to think of a good way to sit down when I do these in my supposedly new room. I'm thinking about getting a stool, not one with a back, just a stool to sit on with wheels so I can wheel around and grab stuff easily. The floor in there is concrete, and here it's carpet, so you can't really do that. And I think it'd be a lot more of a benefit. There we go. And then we put another hinge up here. And the hinge, hold on, this has got a big gap here. Go back a page and see. Well, that's right. Well, I hope if I read it correctly, that hinge is supposed to be like that. Okay. And that's one thing I do miss about going to my grandparents' house was always the holidays. Like Thanksgiving, they would have a big family over, and that was always fun. And then Christmas was even better. And it wasn't so much of the gifts. It was just going to Grandpa and Grandma's house. And when it was time to go home, that's when the tears started coming out. It's like, time to go home. You're like, no, we're going to stay here. We're having fun. Alrighty, I'm trying to find a Technic brick here. It's medium stone gray, I think that's it. Okay, and then here and here with a 1x3 and 1x2 bricks. Yeah, I'm slowly getting this one done here. And At least at this time at night, you don't have to hear lawnmowers. No barking dogs, no screaming kids. Oh, there was a bunch of kids playing in the neighborhood today. It's so nice outside. They had all the windows open in the house. Like it goes from winter to summer here real quick, so. Yeah, I think I'm going to start slowing down on set reviews. I've noticed I've been doing more of those than I have been doing my own personal stuff, like tutorials, for example. The bad thing about it is that I'm actually spending about 3 times the amount of effort into doing reviews than I would do a tutorial. And a lot of people don't watch my reviews. I may just start doing them more half-baked. And, somebody's going to say, well, your quality's slipping on them. And I'm going to be like, well, a lot of people don't watch them, so I just don't. I want to focus more on the customs. And hold on one second. I have to go turn something off. And I'm going to do that right now. Because somebody should be in bed by now. There. And kind of get this in here now. Hopefully we'll hear a little bit of raging here. I mean, kids need to go to school and stuff and not play on the computer all night long. Yeah, I heard something. Jay, you're being kind of mean. No. It's, what time it is here? Let's see. I can't even tell. It's 1:47 in the morning. And that's, hell it is. All right, well, we got that there. If we find one of those tiles, we know, or if we have an extra one. Remember, I pulled one out of this bin, so if I'm short one, then I'll have to go and check another one here. Okay, we got to build 2 more, but these are a little different. All right. Now, it'd just be easier to build these off-site. So let's get going here. What gets me, they have, in my area, they've changed the time for the kids to be at school at 8:30, 9 o'clock, because it's too early for them to get up, right? And I agree. But what are the kids doing? They're staying up later. I'm like, that doesn't do them any good. And I think that's it. Now we got to put 2 more pieces up here. Sometimes I'll hear, well, you get to stay up late. I'm like, well, yeah. I have obligations I got to get done, and 2, I'm an adult. I can do as I please. Here we go. I like this tile design in the back. It looks really good. All right. And no, I don't have kids. Some people have already asked me that. I'm like, no. Unfortunately, no. All right. So, and I still need to put that microphone up here too. I was thinking about it today, and I got so wrapped up in doing Lego set reviews, I never got to it. But I looked at the parts. I thought I can make one out of just some Technic that I never really use. So I thought, well, I could just do that. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? There's a piece that's supposed to go down here, and I forgot to put it in there all that time. Well, how do we get in there and get that in there? Well, I don't know. Maybe I can wiggle it or something a little bit there. Well, maybe you can't. The whole thing started to crumble apart. Maybe I can get it in there now without breaking anything. It's slowly, I need to pull that up there a little bit. That's the biggest fear when you make a mistake on stuff like that. So we'll have to do ourselves a little, there we go. Yeah, it's not, doesn't look too pleasant, but now we can push all that back down and hopefully no one will know I did that, huh? I was looking at that thinking, it just looks incomplete. Well, now we know why. And yeah, that was not too good. No, I'm not going to censor that out either because I want you to see that I make mistakes. Because it may, if I forget to put it in, somebody probably will too. And just one piece for step 174. Oh, okay, it's right there. So far, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And here, we're going to put some of this here as well. Yeah, I know I'm kind of whispering tonight. I'm just kind of tired. Well, Jay, if you turn off your internet, how do you get this stuff on YouTube? Every room in the house has got its own little connection thing. So in here it's got the main controls, so I can turn on and off rooms as needed. So somebody's not in bed and then they lose their Ethernet privileges for a little bit. Just turn it off. Just turn that booger off. And that's what I do. Yeah, this is really to annoy the parents, huh? Okay. So far, I need to get some of these in that color. Okay. Looks like I'm not sure where these go. So we're going to start on this side here. So bag 1 does the base and bag 2 does the backdrop. That's what I'm gathering here. Oh, I finally got to some plant life, huh? So this just sits right in there. And then some of these. Yeah, sometimes my nephew will stay up so late. Late on a school night. And when he gets up in the morning, he's always tardy to school. I'm like, you got to go to bed early. I have to go to bed early too on work nights. I have to do my obligations. I can't just, not, I can't just stay up whenever I want. Well, you're an adult, you can do that now. I'm an adult, but I still have to do my obligations. And this one goes on the tubes in here. Okay. Okay, not too bad. If you're kind of stumped, just kind of look and see how I put them in there. I'm sure you can probably figure it out. Okay, they're doing different heights of bricks. They're giving it a nice different... Bricks have different weights. I don't know what goes in that hole there. Okay, let's put the little roots in there and kind of make it look creepy, huh? This one kind of goes here. And my nephew's still got that flu too, and I'm like, you need to go to bed early so you could feel better. Sometimes I'm like, you just have to, you want to get well, just go to bed. Your body's telling you you're tired. You need to go to bed. I bet you stayed up when you were a teenager, yeah, and I paid the price for it too. Especially getting up early the next day, and I had to get up. I had to go to school. There was no ands, ifs, or buts. So, as an adult, you got to tell yourself you have to get up and go to bed, and you have to get up for work. You got to go to bed early and all that stuff. Yeah, that just fits in there too. So far, the build on this is pretty good. Haven't had any issues with it yet. Except if I do something a little different here. Right, so that just popped right out. That's not good. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's what it is. It's supposed to lean like that. And, we're going to have to put more stickers now. So bag 5, it's got a sticker that goes on here. We need sticker number 2. We got to make 2 of these. Oh, great. Oh, and it's light gray. Let's put the black first. And the black goes here. And then we got to take 2 of these. I got plenty of these. If I get stickers on these, I don't care. I got only hundreds of tiles, but yeah, got to put that decorative thing on there. Lego, why don't you make some profile tiles? It'd be cool. You got those ingot pieces. And this goes here. There's another one we have to make. Oh, it goes on the top. Right. So I don't think the kids are off from school tomorrow. I need to bother to look. This one just goes up here. Okay. So far, so good. Well, the sticker sheet is slowly dissolving. Okay. Too much stuff up here. Too many parts. All right. And then we're going to build some plants. Oh, that doesn't go that way. I got one. I'm going to do one more bag, and then that's it for the night for me. And that's how it goes in, like that. And oh, wait a minute. You know what? You're supposed to use a dark green, an earth green, not a bright green. So I made a mistake. I had to rip that apart. And that's reddish brown. We got to be careful with it. It may just completely just poof into powder. And this goes right in here. It just sits in there. All right, so there's actually something going on in the back now. Well, first, let's follow the instructions, because I don't want to have to do this twice. So you got to put that together. And we need ourselves another Technic lift arm. That's a 1x1 lift arm there. And then one of these. This goes right in this hole here. And we have to follow how that goes in. I'm just going to barely set it on that brick right now. And I'm going to line all this up here. And this cross hole goes in here like this. Now I can push all this together. So, yeah, kind of wiggly and jiggly. Well, maybe not. And that's it. But we have one extra leaf piece. Oh, it goes up here on the top. We've got an extra root too. Let's see where that goes. Oh, I see where it goes. Hold on. It goes right in here. Okay, let me just take out that leaf piece real quick because I can't even see that. Okay. And this stuff's like a rubbery plastic too. You can't just stick it in there and wiggle it around. I'm always afraid I'll break these things. Now I gotta put all that back together now, huh? There we go. So I only have just one of these little shafts. Let's make sure I didn't forget this anywhere. And a plate and a hollow stud for bag 5. That's not too bad. All right, and I think we're gonna wrap up this installment here with bag 6. All right. Well, I guess this one's got more parts than I was willing to deal with. Okay, so we got that done. Now we're doing the minifigures. Now looks like we're just doing one minifigure here, and well, here's his head. It's a double-sided head too, so I'll get a better look at that when I get it on the torso. He doesn't look so bad, but wait till you see him when he's done. I'll save that for the grand finale. What colors is his pants? Gray. All right. So it doesn't look too bad until you put the wig on. So everybody now's got these bowl cuts with the spiders on the back. So, yeah, well, I've already seen enough of those haircuts now already. I didn't experience it myself personally, so yeah. He's not done yet. He's got a torch. Well, I just had that piece and it rolled off. Huh. Well, there it is. And then this goes in his hand. Maybe he's a lefty. There we go. So, honestly, if I were to put the hair like that on the back, I'll have to have, that'd be perfect if you're staring in the mirror. Like, oh my goodness, the barber messed up. And we got one more thing to make. So this little guy here, he's got a lot of stuff going on here with him. And there you go. It's some kind of grabbing sticks. I don't know what the deal with that is. And that's it. Slide him over there. Now we can get back to the fun piece. So bag 6 does a minifigure. I don't know his name. And I think we're going to be continuing with the final of the build here. This is offset in such a way, so I'm assuming there's probably a sliding door or something that goes in there. Alrighty, so we need 3 of these, and these are going to be hard to line up here. so we're going to have to try our best. There's a lot of parts for this bag here. Things that are dark that like to fall on the floor. And just a matter of time to get it put together here. You can tell I'm tired. And trying to get this stuff done. Okay, I'm missing one more of these. All right, so what am I gonna have to do? Oh, I found it. So I was gonna say I start pulling out all the dark gray until we find it again. And then a 2x2 plate. Already put that there, and then the slope goes here. Don't worry, we'll get through this quicker once we get more of the parts installed. Or placed, however you want to word it. And slope goes here, and there's a 1x3x3 column that we got to put here in the back. Right there. Okay. Oh, there's another one here too. I think there is some kind of a door that goes in here. That's what I'm assuming anyways. Alrighty, so this leaf piece goes here, but this is in the way, so I'm gonna have to rotate that a little bit. I think this is supposed to be like a dark pit, like a deep pit or something. Deep pit beef, I don't know. Yeah, I had rotisserized chicken tonight. It was really good. Sadly, there was no leftovers, so we ate it all up tonight. Everyone was hungry. Remember when I was telling the story about my computer's cooling system had malfunctioned and caught it just in time before the thing kind of exploded and leaked all over the machine. And time I hear a creak or something like that from the computer, I'm like, uh-oh, is today going to be the day that this new one breaks? Because all the newer stuff today doesn't last too long. And working on a laptop doing Lego videos is not really easy. A desktop's got more power. I'm due for a new build, but I don't want to throw any money away right now on a computer. I already got a new graphics card. I got a 4090 in there and all that stuff. I got all new stuff in there now. Okay, maybe there's supposed to be a door that goes up and down. Then I thought maybe it was one that slides, but no, I don't know. Or it can go this way. Of course, we can't say anything because we haven't, well, finished building it yet. So we got to do that. We still got to do that, huh? Okay. Let's do the hinge first. Sometimes I notice I forget a few pieces on steps. Like from a previous step, I'll notice like something like this is supposed to be in there, and I just completely forget about it. And that's bound to happen, you know. When sets get like this, they get pretty complicated. Sometimes you will forget to put a part in there. Just be thinking, well, it's not Lego and you're not gluing all the parts in, because boy, that would be brutal to take apart. That's a Technic brick. I'm looking for one of those ones with the stud on the side, the hollow stud. There it is. Because they got a plant that goes in that one there. And it's one of those dead looking ones too. I see some living ones, but this is kind of like, there's a olive green color. Okay, I got around here. Okay, let's do that there. And what I'm hoping, though, with all these, I got a bunch of sets. I actually got 2 more sets coming in this week. I need to get this one done here and the new stuff done. I'd like to get back into the tutorials. I just got to, like, I haven't got any offers, so I think that's probably my goal. Now you got a tutorial ready to go. I'm hoping to squeeze one in tomorrow. If I can get this guy here done in a day or 2, I'd like to, I could probably do this in my lunch hour and then review it that night. Do the tutorial first and then review this set. Or just review it in the afternoon. And then box new stuff that comes in. Okay, so I think there's a door that goes back here in this area. Rotate it around, and we got to put some tiles in here. We got 3 of these. So I think a door is going to be sliding down more than anything else. Put that in. You really got to finger that in. And then you got to do it again over on this side here. And it's kind of weird. And then we have, you better make sure you have small fingers to fit in this little gap. You know, you got to put the tile here and 2 over here, and yeah, that's then you got to rotate it back, and we're back to where we were before. And let's see. It's a 1x1 brick with a cross hole. I'll start pulling out all the gray then. There's plenty of 1x1 bricks, but none of them I'm looking for. Yeah, after a while, I'm kind of getting kind of pooped of working on sets. I have a guy in my group that's oh man, it's got to be cool to constantly build Lego sets all the time. Like, no, not for me. I like to use my own creations. It's asking for one of these right here. But it shows that there's another brick behind it. Oh, because it's a 1x8. Right, like that. You get a better view than I do. So you're gonna have to really wiggle that in. So there's just a little door you have to crawl in there. Yeah, so far this is playable. And let's see here. I'm looking for that one angular brick. You think with all the parts being consumed, I would be able to find more stuff up here. We have to put a hinge. Oh, there's a hinge right up here, right in that area. So I got to find a hinge. Okay. Step 199. We're getting close. It's just this, and it's like this fits right here, and a dark or an earth green leaf piece goes right here. That's kind of an odd spot for that right there. And then step 200 is more green stuff. So, let's see here. Lots of little parts. I keep going under the manual. I need to build me like a little lectern to hold my manual up while I'm doing this. Sometimes it's easier with a tablet too, but when these sets are pre-releases, you don't really have access to the building guides. And you don't have access to the building guides, it's almost impossible to do them digitally unless you really want to take your phone or take a photocopier and scan them in. At that point, it really wouldn't be worth it. You know, it just wouldn't take too much time. And, all right. Yeah, but I'm hoping to have all the editing done really soon. Because that's all I've been doing pretty much is I've been just editing non-stop Lego videos. And they're not tutorials or reviews. And just trying to plug away at those real quick, you know, to get them done. Kind of wish I'd do these live though and kind of chat with somebody or get on a Discord call, but I can if these are pre-releases. So that's all I can do right now is build solo. Get my friend to get into it, but she told me she doesn't like Lego that much. So it's like, well, okay. More for me, I guess. And leaf piece, where does that go though? Okay, that goes there. For the minimal amount of parts that were caking in this, it's not too bad. I wish it was, well, if this was a complete temple, you wouldn't be able to play with it, of course, but for the most part, it's not bad. You know, stuff like this is, like I said, it's just, I mean, I think honestly, if it was not hold on, did I make a mistake there? I guess I forgot to put a few more pieces in. I was doing the sub step, I wasn't doing everything else around it. If I wasn't being rushed to do this stuff, I think these builds would probably be a bit more pleasant. But I have to separate that from the build quality because it just, you know, would make it unfair. It'd be a very biased review. See, I'm spending more time on these than I would on a review. Now knowing people like these type of videos for troubleshooting, I mean, that's fine. Eventually I'm going to do all the reviews here. All the rough builds will be here. All the final polished stuff will be on the main. Oh yeah, if you want to visit my second channel, there is a link in the description now with a little airplane by it. So you can just take a flight and you can go over there and visit my main channel, which is all Lego stuff. It's not like this. It's all pretty much pre-planned stuff. You know, that's where all the tutorials and stuff are at. Once I start separating both channels, this is going to be all reviews and rough builds and stuff. And then that's how I'm going to do it. I was building a campground. I was looking for these. Well, there's one right there. And that goes right up here. Okay, then we got to build some more stuff. Oh, hold on, I'm going to take a look at some. Oh, okay. I was like, is this going to be a duplicate thing? I was kind of like, I don't know, but no, it wasn't a duplicate at all. And then this must be one of those idle things, because they use this for the mouth. I've never seen it on a picture on the box. And I think that's what we're building now. Oh yeah, and by the way, don't, if you're smart, don't do this when you're half asleep or and you're really busy with work, because you will probably mess up like I have been. So, surviving so far. And then two plates go on the top. Matter of fact, I have been craving for a salad after that chicken. That rotisserie chicken, it does sound good as a nice garden salad. Garden salads are really good when it's real hot outside. Like when it's like 100 and something degrees. Those are always good to have. Salads are good when it's hot. And I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Get hot this year because electric is going up and everything, and you know, it's kind of scary now thinking the summer's coming around. How am I going to keep the house cool? That being expensive. Okay. Like half the build is just this little guy here. You can start seeing the face starting to come out now. So he's starting to reveal himself. And they use some hollow studs for the eyes. Yeah, this thing's kind of brittle right now. Like this is just coming apart. I don't know. And then yeah, this thing keeps coming off. And we use some teeth. We just needed one tooth, but now I need 3 teeth. Got that one there. Maybe no, I don't need 3 teeth. And making sure here, okay, there's a earth green leaf that goes here with a little stud flower back behind it. And one of these here. Yeah, but I found out that some of these guys who do these sets, they usually have 3 or 4 people doing them for them. Where I'm doing everything solo. Oh, that stud flower, that's not supposed to go there. That's supposed to go on top of this. Okay, like that. Making sure. All right, so we're done with that. And then this guy here is right on top of this brick. And you can't see that, huh? Because this thing now is starting to get pretty tall. Yeah, it's starting to get pretty tall. So that's where that goes, is up there. It's overlooking the, I don't know if there's supposed to be a door in there or what. I think there is. Well, we're not building a door yet. You know why? We got to build some more stuff. So I think this is another vegetation thing here. We're getting close to the end of this bag. And yeah, you sometimes can tell the tone of my voice. Like you can tell it's late at night and I'm kind of slowing down a little bit. Okay. And now we're going to place this here and then we wrap back around. Start with that guy first. There's a bamboo piece that goes on top. And then we got to wrap around with some plates. Stuff like this is pretty straightforward. So I have not seen any more stuff for the doors. Okay, is that teeth? All right. Trying not to yawn in anybody's ear. All right, I'm gonna put this on here first, then I'm gonna stick the little stud flower right on top of that. Be a lot easier. Because putting it on there the way that is would be impossible to do. It would just come apart. Well, this must be another skull here. See, I won't put this down here because if you put that on, this is just going to keep coming apart. I'm just going to set that on there first. Then I'm going to just put the leaf on there, and then the plant that goes on top. Hey, at least they're using a bright green one in here. All right. And then that goes right here. Okay, I see where this does. So that goes right there. Okay, so that's what it is. And I think now we're building a door and there's a sticker coming up. I think we're going to be focusing here. Okay. And I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but there's Technic involved. And there's a sticker that goes on this, thinking it's on that side. And that's sticker number 13. Does it matter which way it goes? Yes, it does. And then one side's going to take 3 bricks, the other side's going to take 2. Kind of reading ahead a little bit here. This takes 2. And then 2 of these. And then the Technic brick goes in, or the Technic thing goes in here. There we go. And then that will be that. And then 7 stud long thing. Regular Technic pin and set that in there. I don't know what that's going to do yet. We haven't figured it out. Okay, now we're going to install it. There's a bunch more Technic though before we do. And yeah, Technic sets and late nights don't really work very well. And now we got to place the door in here. And Oh no, hold on. Stand by. Oh, that's right. So set the door in here with this folded out like that. Okay. And this is like this. So I'm assuming it goes onto that right there. So I'm assuming that does that. It's kind of stiff though. But I think, yeah, I think there's more to it than this. Okay. Well, let's, yeah, it even shows that this thing goes up and down too. You show it going straight up, so just shoot that door up there, and that's what it looks like on this side. Now, this seems like it's backwards, but it doesn't really show it. Yeah, that hollow side is supposed to be there. Okay, now we got to put the little handle down here. All right, so they show that this is crooked like this. I think that's there. I think that's fine. Door's kind of crooked. I don't know what's going on with it, but I think because we're not done with it yet. All right, now we got to build two little plant pieces. We're getting close to about halfway done with that sticker sheet. So I'm just going to go ahead and pre-make these real quick. And yeah, I need to order some more of these just to make trees and stuff and make tree building a lot more better. And then those go, oh, I see right here. Let's see if you can see it too. Right in that cross axle right there. I'm just gonna bend this a little bit and just pinch it in and swing that back around. This one here will be a lot easier to put in. Just set that right in there. Well, it's right here, but oh, this thing hangs out. So it kind of, I mean, I guess you can, I mean, I don't know how that's supposed to go in. I think that's what it's supposed to do. It shows it like that in the book. So, maybe. So now we got to do more pieces here. And this one here kind of goes up in here. So we'll see if we can get that wiggled in there. There we go, like that. So it just kind of sticks out right here. But that's just kind of creepy, huh? And okay. Don't forget the tile on this. And this one goes here along with this piece. That's not too bad. And got the slope tile. Okay, I got all that in there. There's a green leaf piece. Oh, I see. It goes right in that corner right here. Yeah, once these become available through Pick-a-Brick, I'm going to buy a bunch of those dark green leaves. Mix those in with the other two types of green. Oh yeah, that'll look really good. So just having your trees all one color, that's what you do. And it goes like that. And a little leaf at the bottom. Does it matter which way that goes? Oh, put it like that then, and then this piece here goes on the top. And it sits up here. So it's like that right there. Okay, so that tree is kind of puny compared to the rest of it. Now, what does this thing here do? It's not even connected to anything in the back. So, well, we're not done with it yet, but I don't see any more Technic stuff. So let's go back to that one area in the book, Technic. I'm going to take a look here. Hold on. Oh, it was connected. Never mind. Okay. Is this some kind of pitfall thing we're building? Okay, let's get in here real quick. There's only one piece that goes here. Let's pull this back here so you can see it. So there's one piece there. And now we have to join this piece with the previous one. I hate to think that's all leftover pieces we had. In case I put them in the wrong place or something, but I don't know. I don't see where those go. And this just snaps in like a modular. I'm not going to push it in all the way yet. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's see here. I think you have to lock it in. So how do you do that? I'm going to put 2 fingers right inside this little pit area. Just going to rock that in there. Well, it just bind in the back right there. So there we go. Boy, the back of that looks messy, huh? And there's always going to be one side that faces the wall. I don't know what these were for here. Okay. And then, yeah, I mean, I thought this was going to be modular. No, it's just, this is holding it together here. So right here, it's right up against this wall here. Okay, let me make sure here. Is it 4? Yeah, that's a kind of a tight fit. And then on these stalagmites, this fits right in the corner here. And still got a few pieces left here. And let's go ahead and let's look at the back here. So far this thing is pretty sturdy, so it's not like it's falling apart. I can pick it up and doesn't feel like it's gonna be, it doesn't feel flimsy. And so far, like right here, there's 2 pieces right where my finger's at. The manual was showing, I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense, but yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this rock down here. That may make it a bit easier for me. Put that one in the back first. So yeah, this is meant to hold all this together. So you're not meant to take this apart like I was hoping you could. Oh, okay, I see what we're doing. And then this white brick here locks this joint together. Okay. So this is not meant to be torn apart. Have an extra brick here and a plate, so that could have came from one of those other bags. Let's take a look here. Let's make sure. Like I said, I kind of mixed some of this stuff up when I was working. I'm going to kind of take a peek here, and I'm going to put the boulder back up there. May want to help that up. This is kind of stiff here. I mean, I feel like I'm ready to break the axle, so you're going to have to help the boulder up. I think it's just meant to roll down. Just have to help it up. And I don't see where these other bricks and the plates were going to be at, so I don't know. Let me just kind of rewind back here. You know, sets this big, and if you're tired, you're always going to forget something. Let's take a look here. Let's see if I can see any parts that are missing in here. I don't really notice anything. Let me take a look back in this area with the head. And it does show that there's nothing back there. I wouldn't expect there anything would be. So this probably rolled in from another bag. Could have came from bag 8 too, or bag 10. I think I did bags 1, 3, 6, 8, 10, so it could have came from that. Because I don't see where that would have came from. I mean, the best way to do is to kind of check my work and see. I don't have to go back too far, just check that first bag there. Yeah, I think those two pieces were from the other bag because I don't see them anymore. So far, the build, despite I'm starting to doze off here, it's a pretty interesting build. It's not bad or anything. Did I put that piece behind the teeth? I did not, so I found out where this guy goes. This one goes here. Jay, nobody would have ever had noticed that. Well, yeah, but I did. Okay, that takes care of that. And but yeah, so far I'm pretty pleased with this. For $150, I still don't know yet. I'm still on the fence on the price on that. Is there a brick behind there? Yep. Well, I think that was just a brick that I had from another bag. Like I said, when I do the thumbnails for the unboxings, sometimes bags get crossed. I'm going to start making it a habit of if bags get crossed, you know, what do I do? Start putting all the parts in bag 1. Well, the next bag would be bag 7. Well, the next one I actually have close to me that I actually used was bag 8, so I'm assuming this piece goes with bag 8 here. That guy. So that's it. So we did bags 1 through 6, and bag 7 we'll do that right there. Okay. We still haven't done a good chunk of that sticker sheet, so I have a feeling that's going to be waiting for us soon. And yeah, so like I've said, I'm not dissatisfied with the set. It seems pretty cool. So here is the parts that remain. I think this goes to bag 8. I'm just going to set that over there. And yeah, let's take a quick demonstration here like I normally do. So the lock comes down, pretty cool. You just can't... I gotta help it up just for it to do this. Or maybe if you just do it real quick, it'll lock up. If you go slow, so you gotta go really fast to do that. And this right here does the door. So there's the door right there. It raises up. Kind of sloppy though, but that's how they did it. Door stays up, but you can't have the door halfway. It'll kind of come crashing down there. So it's like that. Not too bad. And then this right here just rotates this leaf. Now what I'm gathering is this young man here is probably going to hold on to this with this stick. I bet he's supposed to do this right here. So it looks like he's swinging here. Not too bad. I bet that's what that's for. Let me take a look here and see. Well, I even have the box around me though, but it doesn't show it in the manual. Yeah, it doesn't show anything under, but I'm assuming that's what he does. But yeah, I think I'm happy with this so far. It's not miserable or anything. It's a lot of work. So I don't. This is not meant for children, obviously. Playing with this, so far, it's going to be hard to actually walk in here and really play without stuff like this falling apart. But I think, well, I don't know where that goes. Let me stick that there real quick. Where did that go? I gotta get the manual because I don't know where that piece fell off. But I don't think it's really intended for little children to play with. I think this is just, yeah, that's where it goes. I think this is just intended as a novelty piece. But so far, just by looking at just these two sections here, it's pretty good. I'd say it's worth about $60 just what we're doing here. So maybe $150. It might be a little too steep for this. Yeah, so stay tuned for the next installment. We will be wrapping this. What is this? The Temple of the Golden Idol? Temple of the Golden Idol. Yes, it is. So stay tuned for that.